First of all, I'd like to welcome everybody to this historic event we're about to begin with our groundbreaking. This is a day we've been anticipating for a long time. It's a result of almost 20 years of planning. Now it's finally going to begin. For decades, those who live, work, and visit Prairie Island had only one way in and out of this area. And that road, Sturgeon Lake Road, was occasionally blocked by trains traveling on the rails right here. Now, no overpass and underpass will be constructed to improve the safety and access here. On behalf of the city, Red Wing, thank everyone who has worked so diligently to make this safety improvement. I want to extend a special thank you to the Prairie Island Indian community neighbors for their partnership throughout this process. And now I'd like to welcome up here President, Tribal Council, Grant Johnson, who also worked as a Tribal Council administrator for years and has put in many hours into this project also. So Grant, please come forward.
Good afternoon and welcome to Tituita, or Prairie Island. This is part of our traditional homelands. I am Grant Johnson, the president of the Prairie Island Indian community. I want to acknowledge my fellow tribal council members who are in attendance today, and any community members who also are here to participate. I also want to acknowledge past tribal council members who worked diligently to make today a reality. While they may not be present, their efforts and persistence in telling our story and sharing our concerns help make this day a reality. The beginning of the project is an incredibly important milestone for our tribe and has been a long time coming. For many of you, the Sturgeon Lake Road overpass is simply another construction project. But for our tribe, this project has much deeper meaning and relevance. It represents progress and hope. It is a recognition and validation of the concerns we have voiced for countless years. As an elected leader of our community, I'm often asked to talk about the trifecta of threats we live with every day here at Prairie Island. The railroad crossing is one of those threats, along with the nuclear power plant and flooding from the nearby rivers. Most people who visit Prairie Island don't realize Sturgeon Lake Road is the only reliable access point on and off the reservation, and that access is blocked several times a day by passing trains. This is one of the state's highest speed, highest volume rail corridors. More than 40 trains pulling hundreds of rail cars at speeds reaching nearly 80 miles per hour cross our only evacuation route daily. Many of those cars are filled with hazardous materials like crude oil. An accident or derailment at the crossing will trap our tribal members, employees, and visitors on Prairie Island with no evacuation route. Tribal leaders have petitioned the state for action on the railroad crossing for decades, citing the tribe's health and safety concerns. Until recently, those pleas were unanswered. So today represents much more than the beginning of a new railroad project. It represents optimism and hope that one of the primary threats facing our community will be mitigated. We are grateful for the work of all involved in moving this critical project forward, including the leaders at Red Wing. On behalf of our entire community, I'd say Kadamina. Thank you.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Ole Arness. I'm the maintenance director at Xcel Energy's Prairie Island Nuclear Generating Plant. And I wanted to thank everybody for the opportunity to be here, part of this groundbreaking ceremony for this important project. Certainly happy to be here representing both the plant and the company as leaders in the clean energy and as part of the foundation of this community today and for several decades to come. One of our core values at Xcel Energy is safety. It's more to us than just coming home from work the same way you arrived. It's woven into everything that we do. It's part of how we interact with our neighbors. It's how we operate within the communities we work in, and it's how we serve. Xcel has been a major supporter of this overpass project for many, many years. It's an investment in safety. It'll mean the free flow of people and resources, no matter the circumstances, and we are proud to have been involved in helping make that a reality. To help move this project along, we partnered directly with many of you, sent letters of support to elected officials in government, and sold 14 acres of property to the city for the overpass approach. So I want to thank again all those who have shown such dedication and perseverance over these years, specifically the City of Red Wing, the Prairie Island Indian community, and our elected officials. Again, thank you very much for allowing me to be here. Ron Rosenthal.
Thank you. Hello, I'm Ron Rosenthal. I'm the past engineering director of the City of Red Wing. I actually retired in 2020, but this is a fantastic day for the City of Red Wing and the Prairie Island Indian community. This, as Grant mentioned, this Sturgeon Lake Road is the only road on and off the island that's a public access, and there have been up to 45 trains a day on this track in the past. I'm not sure what it is nowadays, but it does get blocked very often throughout the day. This project has been very long in the making. Very original study on the bridge project was done in 1991, so it's been over 30 years. I got involved in the early 2000s when we got funding from the federal government to do some preliminary designs and layouts, as well as get into some of the final design. We did several layouts of the project. We've realized what some of the pros and cons were to the crossing, and what we needed to do to try to get a more square crossing is come out into the field and cross a little bit better here. The Prairie Island Indian community and the city worked on this thing all the way through it together, and it's come to fruition now finally. I thought it would happen while I was still working, but I'm still around. I'm not gone yet, but I am not working anymore, but I will be watching the project. This project is also large enough where it isn't something that the city or the tribal community could fund or even fund together. It was more expensive than that, so it relied heavily on state and federal, the state of Minnesota and the federal government, and they worked very well with us. We got funding through them, and I'm very thankful for that, as is I'm sure the community of Red Wing and the Prairie Island community. So with that, I guess I'll let the next person come up, Jay Owens. He was my follower in my position, but now he's left the city. So.
Thank you, Ron. Yeah, Ron, you said you weren't retiring until this got built, so that went 4 years ago when you left and handed it off to me.
There was a gal at the federal level that was also going to stay working, and she's retired now, that was working on the funding with us. So I made it, I think, longest a term. Thank you.
Yeah, you did. So, again, I'm Jay Owens. I'm in my third week as the State Aid Office Director with MnDOT. Prior to that, I've with the City of Red Wing for over 30 years, 29 years of that time, full-time with the City Engineering Department. And then, 20 of those years, over 20 years, working on this project right here with Ron. And there'd be times the project got put on the shelf and we'd do more layouts and we'd get some energy going back and we got some funding lined up. I remember specifically the day, it was a Friday, Ron was out of the office, which he was often out fishing on Fridays. So I was in the office when the phone call came in, and this is shortly after our engineer had left. A phone call came in and said, this is Senator Norm Coleman's office calling to congratulate you. I believe it was a couple $1 million that we put into the Sturgeon Lake Road project. This was in 2003, I believe, maybe his first term as senator. And I like, well, thank you very much. And I didn't even know that we had applied for anything. So someone else at the city had put this in. I think I got a hold of Ron right away and told him we got some money from Norm Coleman's office. The very next week, John Klein's office called, and some more federal money earmarked for this project. Knowing the importance of this safety improvement for the residents and the businesses and the tribal nation out here, And that first money that came in '03 helped us do kind of some of that preliminary stuff to look at layouts and do environmental studies and things that needed to be done to move a project forward. Now, we didn't realize it would take quite this long to be standing here to actually be building this project, but you know, project, as Ron Seymour has said, he works on a lot of grants and finance for the city. Ron's always said that these projects take time. They take time to develop partnerships, to find the funding, to get consensus on the alignments and all of the things, the details that go into delivering, you know, over a $25 million project. It does take time, and now we are here looking at finishing this up. And I just want to say the partnership we've had with the Prairie Island Inn community through this, especially when I got more involved, when the money came through a few years back. Ron had retired, and we had to get the tribal office involved as far as looking at agreements and things like that. And it's just been a great partnership to deliver an important project for the community out here and residents and businesses in the area. So thank you. Here's what we're going to be going over the top of. Right on cue.